Welcome back to the Hannahcast YouTube channel, and today it is time to predict the Producers Guild Awards, the Directors Guild Awards, the Writers Guild Awards, and the Screen Actors Guild Awards nominations and whatnot. And we have a special guest. And the only thing clearer than an easy-to-call awards season is his camera resolution. It's Ryan Castleman.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Really excited for where award season's going. How are you feeling around award season? Because funny enough, I was about to wonder, we don't have Critics' Choice yet, but then I kind of realized, well, at this point, voting for a lot of these categories is either already over or they're about to end. And then there's Writers Guild, which it's a little bit easier to call because so many ineligibilities.
Absolutely. Well, before I answer that question, I just thought it would be a good idea to dress up today as your favorite character of the year from one battle after another.
No.
Yes, sir.
No. Oh, no.
It's your favorite movie, so I thought I'd just dress up today for you, all for you. I was gonna dress up as Annette Bening from Naiad because I know you love that movie as well. But I didn't look as good in the bathing suit.
Well, you know what? I'm not gonna shame on anyone for that. But still, the funny thing is, one battle after another. Like, people think I hate this movie, but the thing is, I don't think it's as bad as Anora. For me, one battle is like mid. It's like a 5 out of 10, whereas Anora was like a 2 out of 10. So it's like, so this one, it's like, I guess it's not as bad if it were to happen, but I'm not really enthusiastic, but, hopefully things...
What's your favorite movie of the year?
Sinners.
Oh, well, I can't dress up as many of those characters. But...
Well, yeah, good call. Unless it's Remick. You could do Remick.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, dance the dance of death, Ryan.
No, I love that you pick your favorite movies. I like that you cheerlead for certain movies, and I like that you get passionate about movies. Like you made the last season for Anora, I thought it was really fun what you were doing with Anora and those reactions. Like those were I got the best laughs from some of those videos, so I enjoyed them.
Oh, thank you. Admittedly, I think I got a little bit too real during the SAG Award nominations when Sing Sing got demolished. I was like, man, I think I should have made that funnier. But you know what?
No.
Yeah. Luckily, I shouldn't get shortchanged this year in terms of nominations because, Sinners looks like it's going to absolutely dominate at least nominations. But let's just check.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just check it out. We got PGA. We're going to start with the top 5. And right now I have One Battle After Another, Sinners, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Frankenstein. But we do have the same top 5. You made a switch, though. You have Sinners at number 1 and One Battle at number 2.
Oh, yes. Well, I rank by most likely to be nominated. I don't know if I gave that much thought into whether it's Sinners or One Battle After Another. I think my thinking was I'm going to put One Battle After Another second because I did technically lose money. So I know Sinners, made a lot of money. Either way, 1 or 2, it's both getting in.
Okay. Because I was about to say, Sinners is doing pretty well recently with critics wins. Michael B. Jordan's overperforming. Wumni Masaku is slowly creeping up with wins, and at one point was tied with Tiana Taylor. And this is just the beginning of award season. And even Delroy Lindo, of all people, has been creeping up in wins. And that's the thing. That's the thing I've been wanting to look at when it comes to the critics groups. Not just how many nominations is it getting, how many wins is Sinners getting? And right now, Sinners, it's not Barbie. It's not Barbie where it was getting nominated for a ton of stuff and just not winning anything. Here, right, it's consistently, either number 2 or number 1 in some categories in terms of wins.
Oh, yeah. I thought the same thing. I was like, okay, this might be Barbie. It's very going to be nomination heavy, but I didn't think it was going to win as many critic prizes. So, it's definitely not Barbie. It's a real contender, real threat to maybe even win Best Picture in the end. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I hope
very exciting.
I hope so. God, if they could somehow switch around where One Battle After Another loses to Sinners, I'd be like, yes! Take that!
I'd be happy for you. The last time I felt this passionate about a movie was probably Social Network, and I know how that turned out. So it almost feels like a jinx for me. So we'll see how it works out. But either way, both movies are so good that I'd be happy with either result. Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say, I think there is a chance that maybe, Hamnet could perform well on a preferential ballot. Granted, I've
Yeah.
not seen Hamnet, but it keeps winning a bunch of audience awards, and those are the films that tend to do very well on preferential ballots, the ones that really make the audiences cry and get emotional.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've heard, it's not necessarily a feel-good movie, but it makes you strongly emotional, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. I think the audience award is indicative that it's moving people. So yeah, I mean, I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen a film get completely sideswiped by a film that made people cry. So yeah, like Coda, for example, it's definitely possible, but I think Sinners is emerging as the strong number 2 in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say so. Marty Supreme is, there's not really reason to doubt that. Frankenstein is admittedly doing a little bit better than I thought it would.
Sure,
not even a little bit better. I was initially bullish on it not really getting Best Picture nominated because I was just so convinced that a Frankenstein remake is just not really gonna crack Best Picture, but again, it's doing very well. It's capturing the audience's hearts. Even Del Toro got nominated for Director of the Globes. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, Globes has become quite a very artsy kind of group lately, and for the fact that they went for Guillermo del Toro is pretty surprising. Yeah.
And not only that, but also Oscar Isaac getting in at the Globes. That was really big as well. So obviously
Big deal.
So yeah, exactly. This is the top 5 for now, at least for PGA. I would honestly say for the Oscar, I'd probably have obviously Sentimental Value at number 5, or actually no, I think I have Accident at number 5 because I think it's closer to picture, but still. Then we get to the international films. And this is where things get really interesting because we have Sentimental Value and Accident. I have them at number 6 and 7. 6, 7, but yeah. Anyways, but and we also have Begonia. I was initially kind of wondering how well Begonia is gonna do, but then it got AFI, which was pretty big.
Yeah.
And then Critics' Choice, which I didn't think was gonna happen. So I was like, all right, Begonia's doing pretty well.
Yeah, a couple days ago, I didn't even realize how well it was doing. I was looking back at all the things that it had picked up. I'm like, wait, it hasn't really missed a beat throughout this whole thing. It got MBR too, didn't it?
I think so. I think.
Yeah, so I think it's been getting everything. So I was like, wait, actually, maybe this is doing pretty well. Maybe it's going to secure a PGA. That's why I have it relatively pretty high now.
Yeah, because I thought its path to make a Best Picture nomination would maybe be like Globes and BAFTA. And at this point, the fact that I got Critics' Choice, it's like, well, I mean, because it's obviously going to get BAFTA longlisted for Best Film. So it's like the fact that it's doing this well, it's like, huh. So I have Train Dreams and Blue Moon.
Okay.
And you have also Train Dreams, but you still have an Avatar. I'm interested in that.
Yeah. I have Avatar. I think last year we had a discussion about why I went with certain picks for PGA. I remember putting challengers in there, which I don't think got PGA. But one thing I did notice with PGA is just that box office. They love big box office hits. And I know Avatar hasn't been hitting in like Golden Globes, for example, or Critics' Choice. So that definitely does hurt it. But I was just looking at the other nominees of other things that can happen. I did consider Blue Moon. But I think Blue Moon, I don't think it even made money. I think it lost money at the box office, and it's such a low earner that's the reason why I didn't put that one in there. There's always kind of with the rest of the ones I can put in the 10th spot. I kind of found something to complain about all of them, so I just kind of had to pick one that I felt like maybe producers will appreciate that people are going to the movies with Avatar. So maybe I'll throw that one in there.
Maybe. The reason why I went for Blue Moon, and honestly, I also considered putting in either like No Other Choice or something in, which is, I know that's a lot of international films, but one thing I noticed is that ever since the new Globes, during the past 2 years, every film that got nominated for PGA was nominated at the Globes, either for drama or comedy musical.
Yes, yes. The last 2 years, right?
Yeah, again, New
Yeah.
Globes changed a lot. Like even where like the Zone of Interest and Anatomy of a Fall got in, and even September 5, it's like
Yeah.
whoa. Like September 5 got in, even though it got no BAFTA long lists whatsoever. So
Yeah, and then September 5 ended up getting PGA, right? So
yes,
yeah,
and so that's why I'm kind
that's a big
of
deal.
yeah, and that's why I'm kind of looking at Blue Moon because like Ethan Hawke's going to get nominated, and you know SAG might like it. And yeah, and probably it's not the biggest moneymaker, but at the same time, I'm not sure if September 5 was much of a moneymaker either. Early,
Right.
so that's what I'm
I don't
kind of.
think it had really like been launched into theaters yet when it was like getting nominated, but yeah, in the end, I did end up making money in the end, but not at that time. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just yeah, that's the thing I'm kind of looking at, and also it's like old Hollywood. It might be like kind of like Being the Ricardos in some way, so, and
Yeah.
it's definitely got better reviews than Being the Ricardos. So yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like your choice for Blue Moon, and I would actually be very happy if that happened to get in.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't
Yeah, I
be.
mean, I think you bring up a good pace.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, I would not really be that thrilled if Blue Moon got in because I saw it and it was,
Oh, okay.
I was kind of bored. But
Okay. I think Blue Moon with the Golden Globe nomination is ultimately a good case to make. Like I was looking at the drama and the Globes like and seeing what can I put in there, and it just felt like there were so many picks like that are just not going to make it. Like I was like, well, Nouvelle Vague's not going to make it, and so I will say that out of all the remaining slots for Globes in the drama and comedy category, I think Blue Moon was the most likely that's left.
yeah, probably, yeah, probably. And Train Dreams. Now the funny thing is, I'm not predicting Train Dreams for the Oscar for Best Picture because I do have all four neons in, but
Mhm.
so. But it is tough because like this getting Critics' Choice and PGA would be very good, but I don't know. It's really tough for me because it's either one neon film needs to go from Best Picture or potentially Begonia, and I don't really have enough evidence to take out Begonia unless somehow it misses PGA. Like that at that point, it'd be kind of weird.
I think Train Dreams, if it gets PGA, like I would have no problem predicting it. I don't think because I think Train Dreams is in the same exact boat that Sing Sing was last year, right?
Well, not the exact same. Well, actually, not too dissimilar, but at the same time I guess there's like less of a room for error here because it is Netflix and it's not gonna it's not relying on box office because Sing Sing's lack of box office showings kind of hurt the film, and it's like
Yeah.
whereas it's since Train Dreams is Netflix, there's not as much of a risk. That's why and I will be pointing out some actors later on that I'm thinking I'm kind of looking at them. Maybe they could get in, but if Train Dreams were to have a really good day. But yeah, and in terms of the blockbusters, I'm actually looking more F1
Yeah.
than Avatar because Avatar, like it also has like the weakest reviews out of all the Avatar movies, and
Yeah.
there is like a consistent like we've kind of been here before. Whereas F1, it's not as acclaimed as like Top Gun Maverick, but it is like obviously not a sequel, and people really do love the film.
Yeah, I considered F1 a little bit. I noticed that the reviews weren't like extraordinary to a degree that I guess I would, you know, I don't know. I guess if the reviews were stronger, I would feel more of a desire to throw it in there. And also if it was recognized by like something like AFI, I mean, was it recognized by AFI? I don't know if it was, maybe MBR. But if it was recognized by one group like Critics' Choice or Golden Globe, well, not it won't be Golden Globes, but Critics' Choice at least, then maybe I would feel a little better on it. But I mean, F1 can definitely get in. It's made a lot of money as well, and people like it enough. It seems like.
I would agree. No Other Choice and Secret Agent. Again, I am keeping my eye on them because they did get the
Yeah.
Globe nominations, and again, like the correlation between Globes and PGA is pretty strong now, at least nowadays. You have Jay Kelly at number 11, whereas I have Jay Kelly all the way down to number 14. Do you like how strong or like where do you see Jay Kelly's strength?
Gosh. I guess I don't really see it as incredibly strong. I mean, I think it's likely it's like a 50-50 coin toss. We'll get to that later about SAG Ensemble for Jay Kelly. But I don't know. I kind of feel like it has the advantage of being on Netflix. There's no receipts. You can't, point to it being a box office failure. So there's kind of there's a certain advantage that Netflix has with having a film out. Like, they don't have to be, we'll never know how unsuccessful or successful it was with audiences. So that's the advantage. That's why I kind of put it there. Yeah, I guess that's about it. I mean, other than that, Wicked for Good, critically, it didn't do very well. Weapons is a horror film. Well, I really considered Weapons for a second to put in that 10th spot, but I kind of looked back and I saw, I guess horror films don't do incredibly well. They do well if they have been repeated by Globes or Critics' Choice, if they shove it in there. But the fact that it didn't even pop up at Critics' Choice, I was kind of like, okay, I guess maybe not Weapons, but yeah.
Yeah, I do agree. Jay Kelly, I mean, the moment George Clooney missed Critics' Choice, I knew I was kind of in trouble. And then the fact that the Golden Globes, not only did Jay Kelly miss, it didn't even lose to the films I expected it to lose out to.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I actually did predict it for the Golden Globes comedy musical category. Who in the world? I had Blue Moon on the outskirt, in the outskirts. I don't know, maybe, but I did not even once consider Nouvelle Vague. I didn't even know it was a musical or comedy in terms of placement.
Yeah, with Wicked too. That's why I kind of feel like Avatar and Wicked are in the same boat, but in a similar way, I kind of put Avatar a little above Wicked. Because cracking into Best Drama at Globes was a lot harder this year, I think, than cracking into that Best Comedy. Like Wicked missing comedy over Nouvelle Vague, I think that's whoa, that's a bigger deal than, Avatar not getting in over Secret Agent.
Yeah, you could at least maybe, I do agree. You could excuse the drama thing, but there's no reason why. Hell, it didn't even lose. Even if it lost to the Testament of Ann Lee, that'd be more understandable.
Yeah.
But just no Nouvelle Vague, Jesus Christ. And let's see. Secret. Oh yeah, we did talk a little bit about Secret Agent. I do have Nouvelle Vague in there because the Globes. I'm like, and Testament of Ann Lee's all the way down there. It's not gonna happen. God, the Oscar shortlist thing was just that's literally like the kid taking Old Yeller to the back of the barn, shooting him. Just ow, just Jesus Christ.
I did have a stat for you.
Oh, it's stat time.
You want a stat? Okay. So this is a stat in something for Blue Moon, I would say maybe. So out of the last 40 films nominated at PGA, excluding the streamers, excluding those, I only counted 4 films that did not make back its budget. 4 films only. And those 4 times, those movies made over $25 million at least. So that's one notch against Blue Moon. Didn't make back its money yet, and it didn't hit over 25 million. So that's one bugaboo on Blue Moon. I would just say that.
Ooh, what was Blue Moon's budget in box office?
I think Blue Moon was made for under 3 million, and I think it's made back only under $1 million.
Jesus Christ! That's all. Okay, and did it have a wide release yet?
I think it did its release, and I don't know if it's coming back. Maybe it'll come back again once it's nominated for, I don't know, Best Actor. Maybe it'll come back for another comment. But I think it came and went, I think, already.
Jesus Christ. Okay, that really is bad. Okay, in my award expert, I might consider switching it out in favor of Blue Moon or something like that, because that's abysmal. Not even $1 million. Jesus. DGA Best Director. This is interesting. I have Paul Thomas Anderson winning for One Battle After Another, Ryan Coogler at number 2 for Sinners, Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, and Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme. You have someone different. You have, instead of Joachim Trier, you have Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I got jump scared by One Battle After Another.
Yeah, I got Frankenstein in there. I feel pretty good. maybe I should have given this more thought. Like if there's someone who I think is more vulnerable, I'm not really looking at Guillermo. I'm looking at Josh Safdie, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's, the vulnerable one. I feel pretty good. I mean, Guillermo del Toro is very popular. I think Frankenstein ended up being more popular this year than we expected. And Joachim Trier, I'm trying to figure out whether that is still like an international juggernaut of a movie, or is that just like a very well-respected artistic film? Like, does it have broad appeal? I'm not really quite sure yet, to be honest.
I think it does, purely based off of how well it did at Critics' Choice. Because they don't nominate the international films at all. I mean, good God, they didn't even nominate, Anatomy of a Fall for original screenplay, so it's like that's kind of why I'm thinking. Why I'm thinking at least Joachim Trier is somewhat safe here, even though I do think at the Oscars, Jafar Panahi is more likely to win, and I'm really looking out for him because I could see a world where he gets in because, again, it was just an accident. Is doing very well. It could get PGA, and I'm not exactly sure when DGA voting closes. Well, it's probably going to be sometime this week or something like that. So we might not get a gate, and yeah, so we're probably not going to have Critics' Choice, Golden Globes to go off of because they're not even going to be airing at that point. So It is tough. Jafar Panahi could get in. Guillermo del Toro, the reason why I just don't have him in is because I think it's pretty safe, at least for me to assume he was number 6 for the Globes. Because I can't imagine, Jafar Panahi, with how well it was just an accident did, and the fact that they've been going for the more international picks, I can't imagine Jafar Panahi was number 6. And so I guess my thing is, when you squish that down to 5, maybe Guillermo gets booted out, perhaps.
Yeah, if you were going to condense it to 5, I would agree with you. At Globes, that would probably happen. But at DGA, I don't know. I feel like one of those international directors are probably going to get the axe because of how DGA, that type of membership it is. At least my perception of who they are, I feel like there's so many directors. A lot of them are they're TV directors, and they're usually the broader directors are the ones that kind of are the last year James Mangold, right? He snuck in there, a broader, well-known director. Can't remember who he booted out. It was over Corley Fajah for Substance, right? Was one of them.
Yeah.
So that's my thinking there.
Yeah, I will say, I do think even if there's a chance that if there is a chance that Sinners wins Best Picture, I don't think it would win director. I think no matter what, Paul Thomas Anderson's winning Best Director. But we'll just have to see. I am very curious who could get booted out at the Oscars, because it is kind of really tough between Josh Safdie and even Chloe Zhao could be vulnerable if it's just not hitting well with people. Because I do think Joachim Trier and Jafar Panahi are in. The question is whether
I think so too.
Yeah. So it's whether or not Park Chan-wook can get in. That's the one that I'm definitely thinking could get PGA, because I have him at number 8. And the thing is, out of all the directing contenders that are international this year, aside from Guillermo del Toro, but the ones directing an international film, who is the one that is most certainly well known out of all of them?
Oh yeah,
it's Park Chan-wook
for sure.
He's literally worked on American projects, so that's why I've been very much keeping my eye on him, because, oh boy, he could sneak his way in there. I noticed that you have James Cameron at number 6 for Avatar.
You know what? I changed it recently. I put Joachim Trier at number 6, and then I put James Cameron number 7.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. My bad on that. But still, yeah. I will say that's still pretty high for James Cameron. Do you have?
Yeah, it is.
Do you have Avatar in for Best Picture at the Oscars?
No, I don't. And to tell you the truth, I think I was under the impression when you made this list, I was under the impression that James Cameron got in for Way of Water, and then I went back and realized he didn't. So I was like, okay, if he didn't get in for Way of Water, there's no chance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I think it was. Oh, yeah. No, it was Joseph Kosinski that got in for Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Avatar is kind of finished, at least from my perspective. If he did get in, I'd be like, what is happening with this movie? Like it's like the reverse Avatar: Way of Water. It barely, where that movie showed up pretty big at first and then kind of tapered off, and then this is like, well, no one cared, and then now suddenly everyone cares about it, and it's like, what?
Yeah. I will say too, I don't know, like when it comes to the directors here, like there's only been about 4 times in the last, I don't know, 15 years or so that an international director has even gotten in here, and I just can't figure out whether Sentimental Value is a Roma, is a Parasite, is Emilia Perez. Like, is it as big as that? I don't know. I can't figure it out. But well, I think DGA will be a real test to see if that's really got broad appeal.
Yeah, that is definitely it definitely. I am, and again, I'm very curious about if more than one international director can get in. And to round it out, the top 10, I also have Yorgo Lanthimos for Begonia. You also have him, ironically enough, also at number 9, because it's a Best Picture contender. I do want to try to play it safe with Best Picture films and director. Like, ever since they locked it down to 10 nominees, I'm just not gonna put a director in the top 10 for director if I don't have that film in the top 10 for picture, because it's just like way too consistent nowadays. Clint Bentley for Train Dreams. I could see it. It is more of a directing movie than Sing Sing. John M. Chu.
Yeah, that's another thing with Train Dreams is I would feel so much better about Train Dreams cracking into Best Picture, but just like Sing Sing, like Clint Bentley and the director is just not in the conversation in a serious way for some reason, and it kind of gives me a little pause. Like, if you guys like it as a top 10 Best Picture, why isn't it brought up as a director achievement ever? So that's another reason why Train Dreams is giving me a little pause about it cracking Best Picture.
Yeah, same. It's not it's performing okay in some ways. But yeah, no, John M. Chu, no. Not happening. The fact that he won the Critics' Choice Award last year and couldn't even get nominated. Not only couldn't get nominated at the Critics' Choice Awards, even HCA, who glazed the absolute shit out of Wicked, couldn't even they didn't even want to nominate him for the sequel. So I'm absolutely not. Noah Baumbach for
no chance.
Yeah, Noah Baumbach for Jay Kelly, Mona Fastvold for Testament of Van Lee, absolutely not happening. So yeah, then we get to Writers Guild, where we have original screenplay. And so
okay,
this is gonna be a little bit tough. I did the only adjustments I made were the ones that were definitely not Writers Guild eligible, like Sentimental Value and stuff. So. Mm-hmm. Yes, everything.
I'm not even aware of WGA. You're the man with WGA. I don't think about WGA hardly at all. So I'm gonna lean on you on this. You can tell me about it.
Yeah, I will say, like I said, the place where you can go to for anyone trying to figure out Writers Guild, there is the Writers Guild directory where you can type in a film and see if it's covered by the Writers Guild Awards. Funny enough, I thought Is This Thing On was ineligible for the longest time because I could just not find it. But then randomly I just looked up Will Arnett, and it showed that it was on there, just not as a feature film. It was listed as a Hulu original. So it's wait, this was meant to go on Hulu, not theaters. Huh. But still, there is, I don't think any, even though Marty Supreme is having a moment right now with just came out, everyone's loving it. I still don't see there's any way Sinners loses this category at Writers Guild.
Yes, I would agree. Yeah. I think it's a shoo-in.
Yeah, it's like the most original concept of the year, which is one thing I always point out when it comes to the screenplay awards. This is what got me in the number 1 spot in Award Expert last year when predicting the Writers Guild winners, because I said Nickel Boys was going to win Writers Guild adapted because it's the most inventive screenplay out of the bunch, and if
well respected.
Yeah, it's very respected, very very unique, and the fact
Mm-hmm.
that it got in to Best Picture at the Oscars with only screenplay kind of screamed to me women talking in a way where the screenplay alone was what boosted that film into Best Picture. So with
Oh
that,
yeah.
so with that logic, I went with that film, and similarly with Sinners, it's the most inventive, unique idea of the year. I think that's gonna win. Marty Supreme is easily number 2. We do have similar picks in F1 and weapons. You have weapons a little bit higher than I do, but there's one thing that when I was looking through your list and looking out for like what films are Writers Guild eligible, for some reason it didn't even dawn on me that Nouvelle Vague was eligible. I thought
interesting.
I thought it wasn't. Because I was like, it's in French, and apparently the film had like a French cast. It's probably not eligible. Yeah, no, it was. And I just didn't register that. So I was like, because then I started seeing the vision. What if Jay Kelly loses this nomination to Nouvelle Vague again?
Yes, yeah. Well, loses, or you mean like for the nomination, just scoring a nomination?
Yeah, the nomination. Like,
oh yeah. I didn't know that was eligible. I think I had a Blue Moon on here until you told me that wasn't eligible this year, right?
Yeah, it's so weird because like you would assume that would be Writers Guild eligible, but yet the French film isn't. But it's the reverse.
That's interesting. Yeah, I would definitely put that one on my radar. So if it's not on my list, put that at number like 6, 7 right there for me. But yeah, I think that could happen. I mean, the Golden Globe definitely boosts that and puts it in a different level. So, and I'm personally, I like Blue Moon. I like Nouvelle Vague. So that would be great.
Yeah, again, I'm very much looking into that because and I will say, if Jay Kelly missed original screenplay even at the Writers Guild Awards, goodbye. Good, like if it can't even, because like this category is not really too competitive this year, because the only 2 films I think are going to get nominated are Sinners and Marty Supreme. If Jay Kelly can't even get in here, goodbye. It's done. It's finished. There's like that's true. In what world? I am a little bit worried if Weapons could get snubbed because Nosferatu didn't get nominated for adapted screenplay.
Oh.
A lot of people did have it in. I didn't. I think I did actually have Hitman in there, but people were saying, but at the same time, unlike Nosferatu, there is an above the line prospect in Amy Madigan. Granted, I'm a little bit hesitant because the horror genre thing. Even though I think she would be great, she would be a very deserving nomination, but I am kind of a little bit wary of Weapons, in case it doesn't get nominated. But there's not much else. There's not much else that's competitive. I have F1 in there because like the Top Gun Maverick thing. So there is that, and not only that. So yeah, looking outside this list, if I had Legs I'd Kick You, that's possible. I'd be a little bit surprised if that got in, but it does have
pretty edgy.
Yeah, it is pretty edgy. And if you get overstimulated pretty quickly, well, don't watch this film because God, the hamster scene will always haunt my nightmares. Oh my God. But yeah, if I had Legs I Kick You, definitely looking out for that. You have a House of Dynamite at number 6. At least,
yeah, you know what? I would even consider that in my 5. I'm bouncing between F1, I think, and House of Dynamite for that 5th spot. I don't know. The reason why I know House of Dynamite is like, I know that should be dead, but there's something about it that makes me feel like it's kind of a writer's achievement to a certain degree. Like it feels very research based. And I know that, I think, what was the Osama bin Laden movie?
Zero Dark 30.
Zero Dark 30, sorry. That won, right? I think that won this category a couple of years ago. When that,
I don't know about a couple years ago. That was a long time ago.
Well, it all blends in for me. But yeah, that's why I do think that if there's one place where House of Dynamite can just like surprise, it's not going to be at PGA. It's not going to be at SAG. It might be at WGA.
Maybe. I do go with F1. I do go with F1 because I do think it's getting at least a few Oscar nominations. I actually have it in for only 2. But it again, big popular film. It's very visible. And if Top Gun Maverick could do it, I mean, like, granted, this it's not as strong as Top Gun Maverick, but considering this field is very, very weak, I'd say F1 makes sense to me at least. Is this thing on? Funny enough, like before this film, came out, or like before award season was happening, I was thinking that this could get in for Best Picture because Bradley Cooper doesn't really miss, but this film, even though no one, the response isn't really the issue, like people seem to really like it, but it's just no one cares. Like it didn't get any nominations anywhere so far, so that's sad. I did initially have in The Testament of Ann Lee once, Searchlight was pushing it, but then the industry absolutely hated this film in every, again, I keep going back to this. It couldn't even make score in a lineup of 20, and yet Captain America Brave New World did. And then for original song, it couldn't even make a lineup of 15, and most of the songs in that are very mid. So it's like, Testament of Ann Lee, that's dead. Even though it is Writers Guild eligible, it's so weird that The Brutalist wasn't eligible, and yet this was. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know, really. I don't even fully understand what makes people eligible. I assume they have to go through a process and verify whether their script is done under, was it a union contract or?
I think you have to be a member of the Writers Guild of America to be.
Okay, you have to be the member. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's also probably why, and we'll get to adapted screenplay here in a bit, but why Train Dreams is eligible, whereas Sing Sing wasn't, because some of the writers of Sing Sing were not members of the Writers Guild of America. But Roofman, you putting Roofman in there made me put Roofman somewhere in the list. Oh wait, no, I forgot to put it in the list. It's in my award expert. Dang it! But yeah, Roofman, I did need to consider Roofman a bit. I have Black Bag, Splitsville, Phoenician Scheme. I'm just trying to think of films that are Writers Guild eligible. And I'm looking this is looking to be a pretty interesting category to see if this is where Jay Kelly can live or die. But then we get to adapted screenplay. This category is very, very sealed up tight. Like, I can't imagine I can't imagine anything else getting in. I have, in whatever order we have it, it's like one battle after another: Hamnet, Begonia, Train Dreams, Frankenstein. Literally the only film in here that's competing for adapted screenplay is No Other Choice, but that's not eligible here, which ironically enough would have been eligible if Park Chan-wook didn't fuck things up with, the scabbing during the strikes. It's like, well, you fucked that up, man. Like, come on. So because of that, there's not really a contest here. It's only this 5.
Yeah, and then Knives Out, I guess, would be something, right? To put at number 6 or 7.
You might as well. I mean, because the previous 2 got in, and it's like, I actually think Frankenstein could be the one that's most vulnerable for the Oscar, because even though it is very big and very popular, I do think Train Dreams and No Other Choice are going to get in at the Oscars, even though one of them could slip out of Best Picture. But at the same time, with Frankenstein, what if it's Dune Part 2, where it's like this big tech achievement that they feel doesn't really need screenplay? And so that's kind of what I'm wondering. I mean, I wouldn't like that to happen, but something's gotta happen. So that's why I'm kind of thinking Frankenstein's on the cusp. But yeah, I would honestly say The Naked Gun could have also been a contender at adapted, at least at Writers Guild, because they love their comedies. And I mean, God, before, hell, I think when it came out, I did put in The Naked Gun because I was like, oh yeah, this is like the if there was any comedy that was like the comedy of the year, it would be The Naked Gun, and it would make for a fun screenplay nominee, but not happening. Superman. James Gunn is a previous Writers Guild nominee. He was nominated for the first Guardians. It's probably the most liked superhero movie out, that came out this year, or last year, I should say. So I could have seen that happening. Wicked for Good, Kiss the Spider-Woman, very much dead. You have The Life of Chuck in here.
Oh, I don't know. Is that even eligible?
No, it is.
Oh, okay. Then why not? I mean, I know it's old trash. It's a long old news, I guess, by this point. But I'm just thinking about how it was, I guess, properly adapted based on the source material. I don't know.
No,
it seemed like something that.
Yeah, no, I do agree. Like, and again, I have it on my list on Award Expert. I just forgot to put it in here because I'm stupid. But like Life of Chuck, I think could that's something that would be a possibility over the Writers Guild Awards. Fun fact: Neon's trying to campaign this for original screenplay. Even though it's directly based off of a Stephen King story, it's like you can't.
Yeah, it's like part of the marketing.
Yeah, you can't even make like a Barbie or Moonlight argument here. It's like it's directly adapted from a story. What that can't be allowed.
No,
it's so and it doesn't even help them because most of their big contenders are original screenplays. So like, why are you doing this?
I don't know. If you had to guess which one here would be vulnerable for the Oscar, like for some reason, I'm thinking Begonia would be the one I'm feeling the most vulnerable about for some weird reason.
I mean, yeah, if it were vulnerable, because if I were to take Begonia out of screenplay, it's not getting Best Picture at that point. Like that, it's gone. So, because I feel like because I feel like the screenplay is kind of what it needs to get into Best Picture because it's such a really interesting story about conspiracy theorists and stuff. Fun fact: this is I liked The Favorite. I didn't love it. I didn't like Poor Things at all. Begonia is the only Yorgo Lanthimos film I've seen that's actually fully worked for me. I'm like, wow, this is great. It's like, and people people were just like, you liked Begonia more than the other, like this is the one you thought was great. I was like, yeah, I don't know why this worked for me so well, but yeah. I don't know. It was just really
well. What's the actor who doesn't play? What's the actor who plays Jesse Plemons' cousin?
Aiden Delbus.
Well, he was fantastic. If he didn't exist, I think you would be a great replacement for him.
I knew it. And
I think it would be a good one.
Oh my god, yeah, I can honestly see the vision. And I really liked Aiden Delbus in the movie. I thought, man, I wish he were in more of the conversation for supporting actor. I really liked him.
Yes, yeah, I think that would be a good one. Yeah. Absolutely. If Jesse Plemons didn't exist in that category, I think that would have been a good, inspiring pick. He was great in that movie.
Yeah, really. And then we get to SAG Ensemble, in which we have One Battle After Another. At least I have One Battle After Another at number 1, Sinners at number 2. I have Frankenstein at number 3, Marty Supreme at number 4, and Wicked for Good at number 5. You have Sinners at number 1, but I'm assuming that's because of nominations, not necessarily who you think is going to win. One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme, Wicked for Good, and Jay Kelly. So I think we've gone 4 out of 5 with lining up with each other. It's just I have Frankenstein in instead of Jay Kelly.
Yes, I think this is a category that I overthought to death, and I think I might have kicked out a movie that was obvious. Like the movie that I'm really struggling to figure out what to do with is Hamnet for SAG. Like it feels in the same way, like it feels super obvious. Like it's a Shakespeare movie. Actors love Shakespeare. Why would it miss here? But I'm also thinking about how small the cast is. I'm thinking about, is it really like a movie that has broad appeal? Because it is a very quiet, somber movie. So I'm kind of thinking about it that way too. And I know that SAG doesn't always go for the very quiet film. So Hamnet is something I'm not sure what to do with.
Yeah, I do agree. I'm actually expecting SAG to not nominate Hamnet as much. And you'll see here in a bit in what categories I think it could be vulnerable in. I went with Frankenstein because... One, it's got a big cast. It's got a big cast of very well-known actors. And also, it's Netflix. They do tend to nominate the Netflix films quite a bit. And not only that, but also I could see, and we'll talk about lead actor here in a bit, but I could see a world where Oscar Isaac gets lead actor at SAG. Because
I could too. Because maybe that movie's just super popular, more popular than we ever imagined. I think that's a really good one to put on your radar. I love that actually. Best actor. yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, and the reason why I didn't, I did wrestle with Jay Kelly versus Wicked because I'm like, how is this gonna go? But I settled on Wicked instead of Jay Kelly, and here's why. Granted, this we're talking about the Oscars shortlists, and this was kind of expected for Wicked to do as well as it did on the Oscar shortlists because it's a bunch of tech categories that it would be shocking if it missed them. But I was shocked over the fact that Jay Kelly missed casting and cinematography and all that stuff because it's like, wow, the industry just did not really care for Jay Kelly that much. And so I'm kind of wondering, maybe that's how it misses a SAG Ensemble. Because the game I like to play with SAG Ensemble, try to go 4 out of 5 with what you think is going to get in Best Picture. Because I know last year was 5 out of 5, but that was the rare occurrence that happened. They don't usually go 5 out of 5 with the Oscars, but like in previous years, you had The Color Purple get in at SAG, you had Babylon get in at SAG, you had I'm trying to think of House of Gucci getting in SAG, which
yes, that was crazy.
Yeah, and everyone loved that. Everyone loved Jared Leto's nomination. So that's why I did go with Wicked because it does. At least it's not making people like. Because I've seen a lot of people like Jay Kelly. I've seen in some circles is being seen as like the award season villain. Like the audience, especially the audiences, really do not like Jay Kelly at all.
The one thing I think about this category is like I always think about. Well, my girlfriend told me, my girlfriend's a member of SAG, and when she says that she votes for this category, she's always thinking about like, what would be the cast I would want to be a part of, or like as an actor, what would be the opportunity I wish I had as an actor to be in one of these films. So I thought that was kind of a lot of interesting insight because I started looking at all the movies that were nominated in this category in previous years, and that kind of feeling and thought kind of applied to all the films that were nominated. So I don't know if that's particularly Jay Kelly. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is Frankenstein. Or maybe it is Hamnet, right? Maybe that is like, oh, I wish I had a meaty role like that. Maybe that's something to consider as well. Yeah. So I don't know. I just went for Jay Kelly because it is about Hollywood. It is relatable still. It is a giant cast, and it does have Adam Sandler in it. And I don't know. I don't feel entirely confident Jay Kelly's getting in, but if it gets in here, I think, and then gets in at PGA, that will put it back on the table for Best Picture. I think it kind of needs both of them to survive in order to get nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, I do agree. Like this is definitely where Wicked and Jay Kelly live. I guess Wicked's already kind of dead, but this is especially where Jay Kelly. It's this PGA and Writers Guild, and the fact that I don't even have Jay Kelly in at Writers Guild. I mean, oh boy, yikes! It sucks because Adam Sandler, he'd honestly be my pick to win. Because I didn't care for the film that much, but I thought it's one of the more interesting performances I've seen from Sandler. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? What do you think about? I for the longest time I took it out recently, but what do you think about weapons? Like just surprising in this category, is that possible?
If it did, I admittedly like when I don't even have it in my list because I've just not even considered it. But it isn't. It does have a lot of big names, and it is on the casting Oscar shortlist. So that's interesting. I guess the only issue for me is again the genre that it's playing in. It's a bit, it's like a horror film, and it's not like Sinners where it's like being seen as prestige horror. It is more of like a general kind of horror thriller kind of thing going on, but. That is a good point because it has a much bigger like notable ensemble than most than most horror movies really get to have, because a lot of horror movies these days have like pretty small casts, either small casts or there's like one big name like Ethan Hawke is like the name in The Black Phone or or something like that, whereas you got a pretty good few A-listers in weapons, or A-listers or B-listers, or or even some people like Julia Garner, who I was not really that aware of, but she's also in Fantastic Four. So
yeah, I can't remember. Do you have Sentimental Value in your best ensemble?
I have it at number 8. That's what I'm very much looking at, because on one hand, it is an international film. And ironically enough, I do have it getting 3 nominations here, which is it is also kind of because it's like, well, you have this in for 3 nominations, but not best ensemble, which isn't the most impossible thing, because that's usually where like the craziest snubs come in, like The Favorite and stuff like that, or Poor Things. That's just the Lanthimos movies, but I could go on about that. Sentimental value could make SAG though, because it is more broadly appealing in terms of, its overall awards chances than other awards films. Like, I do see this as being like an Emilia Perez, minus being made a meme after the fact, but still, sentimental value, I think it does have the goods. It's just, I'm not sure how far that's gonna go in terms of SAG ensemble, but I do think there is a legit chance it can get in. I just don't know what to take out. I mean, I would say maybe Marty Supreme, and maybe that could happen. Maybe Marty Supreme is the shocking snub, because, it did just come out, and people are just now seeing it, and sentimental value has, been out and is, and people are seeing it and stuff like that. So I don't know.
I think Marty Supreme has a cast of a lot of, non-professional actors as well. So I don't know if that particularly helps it. I think it probably hurts it more than helps it. But the thing about sentimental value is, like, I'm also wondering about that too. Like, it's a big mystery for me. Like, I had to just kind of decide that I think sentimental value is kind of going to be like seen as a little bit like The Brutalist last year, where it missed in a lot of categories at SAG. I just think because maybe it's a little too not broad. Like, SAG is a very big membership, right? I don't know how big the nominating committee is, but it seems like a lot of films that get in and a lot of films that get snubbed are the films that are very like high art. Those films typically get snubbed quite a bit here, and the films that sneak in are like the Naiads and like the House of Gucci and stuff like that. So that's why I kind of feel like I had to make a decision and be like, you know what, I think sentimental value is probably going to get snubbed in a lot of categories at SAG.
I would it's interesting you bring up The Brutalist, because I did consider that. But I will say, you could see the warning signs with The Brutalist because Felicity Jones got snubbed at Critics' Choice. Whereas at the Critics' Choice Awards, sentimental value didn't really miss a beat. It got nominated for everything it was supposed to get nominated for.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I'm kind of floating again, if I do still want to go 4 out of 5 with the Oscar lineup. So I do want to keep Wicked in. So I think if there was a film that I would say could be vulnerable, I would say Marty Supreme, and to say maybe sentimental value could get in there. Honestly, I don't know why I just don't have sentimental value over Hammond at this point, because you could at least see the ensemble a little bit more in sentimental value. But yeah. House of Dynamite, it is a typical like ensemble film, but it just doesn't really seem to be going anywhere, so probably not. Train Dreams, I could see it, but that would have to show that the industry really loves Train Dreams, and they're like, yeah, we're not back, like, we're gonna back this film up, so that'd be a thing. Maybe is this thing
maybe it feels pretty poetic. I don't know.
Yeah, is this thing on? I don't know. I think people don't really care about that as much. Begonia, if the other 2 Lanthimos films couldn't get in, it's not going to be this one. No Other Choice. No. That'd be interesting if they put that in, but no. Wake Up Dead Man. Again, same thing with Lanthimos. If they didn't do the other Knives Out movies, definitely not this one. I put in Song Sung Blue just because that would be funny if that actually did happen. And then Testament of Ann Lee. Of all places, SAG's gonna hate that film. I mean, good lord. And let's see. You also have Blue. You have Blue Moon at number 14.
Yes. Maybe did I move that up since I gave you this list? I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, it's possible. I mean, it's a very like writer-based movie. It kind of has the feeling of theater. So maybe it could be like an actor's movie.
Maybe. Again, it does make sense. Again, I probably should have put that in my list, because it's like it does make sense. But yeah, I will say, SAG, once again, like PGA, this is going to be the big telling point as to who's stronger, Sinners or One Battle After Another. Because now, granted, if SAG came before PGA, I'd be a little bit more confident in Sinners because, it's sort of like that Coda path. Once you give Coda Best Ensemble, that gives people the thought, oh, wait, we could do this in Best Picture now. And then they do it in PGA, and that is how it all happens. Whereas here, it's a little bit harder to make that argument because, PGA comes before SAG. But again, hopefully it turns out in Sinners' favor. Fingies crossed. So yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a pretty brutal one. Like those two are very like the big solid case for both of them to be made. There's looking at previous winners, like Sinners fits a lot of them, and so does One Battle After Another, and they both have phenomenal characters in it. So yeah, it's going to be a brutal one, I think, on that one.
Yeah, basically, whichever wins Best Picture is probably going to win here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say One Battle After Another right now for me still, but...
Yeah, I would say that too. Again, I just don't want to get my hopes up, but fingies, fingies crossed. Then we get to SAG Lead Actress. Very easy, number one here. I have Jessie Buckley winning. Like, no matter how well or bad, Hamnet does, there's no way Jessie Buckley's losing this. It's just going to be like that clean sweep all the way through.
Yeah, definitely. I would say so.
Yeah. You have Chase Infinity at number 2. But then again, that's also the nomination thing, because there's probably some questions around Emma Stone. Funny enough, ever since Infinity got put into lead, I was like, okay, well, she's going to get nominated. Like, I remember people were doubting me. It's like, what? Because they were like, oh no, like she's borderline supporting in the movie. It's like, I mean, that's true, but also if Sinners is not Sinners. That's on my mind. Sinners. But anyways, One Battle After Another. If that's winning Best Picture, do you not think that for a second Chase Infinity can get in? Because if it's this big of a contender, there's no way she's missing a nomination for lead actress.
I mean, I would put her in the not a lock category. I would put her in most likely category for the Oscar. But yeah, I originally thought when she made that move from supporting to lead actress, I didn't think it was a very wise move. But I think it's shaping up to show that it's been pretty wise. I think the category is a lot more open. I think Jessie Buckley's got it locked in, but there's not a lot of other there's a lot of space for her to fit in there. So I do feel pretty good about it, especially because the movie is so wildly popular. So yeah, I feel good about her getting the Oscar now in lead. As before, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, and I think even if Bugonia doesn't get in Best Picture, I think Emma Stone's still going to get into lead actress because it's not terribly competitive, not really. I mean, at least now that Cynthia Erivo's just not getting nominated and Amanda Seyfried is just absolutely not happening whatsoever. Which is weird because at least during Critics' Choice and Golden Globes, I was like, all right, maybe, but then again, just seeing how the film itself is performing, it's like, oh nope, not happening. I think there's a chance that Cynthia Erivo still sneaks in here at SAG, not the Oscar, but I do think she still could do it at SAG just because they love. I think out of any group, any industry group, I think SAG is the one who's going to love Wicked the most. Phil. That's possible. Wicked. Yeah, that's possible. It's just I don't know. For me, and you're gonna see even though I put Wicked on Ensemble, you're gonna see pretty quickly how confusing my placement of it is because I don't really have it getting in for any other awards at SAG, which would basically make it Babylon or something like that. But I don't know. I do feel like Wicked is just really, really slipping. I do have Renate Reinsva in for sentimental value. I mean, it is it is an international performance, but at the same time, it does seem to be a really big contender. But still, and then at number 5, we both have Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue, which very much is giving me PTSD flashbacks of Naiad. So. I don't think no, put that hand down. No. but I do think Song Sung Blue is not going to be as strong as Naiad, because at least with Naiad you could maybe make an argument that was like maybe top 15 for Best Picture, at least after saying what I did at Writers Guild. But but whereas Song Sung Blue, unless somehow it gets nominated at the Writers Guild and I just look like an idiot, like, and just like I can't imagine Song Sung Blue is another Naiad. So I do have Kate Hudson in here, which means I do have her in at Globes and SAG, but I don't think she's gonna get the Oscar. But I don't know.
Gosh, I don't really know if she'll get the Oscar either. Yeah, no, I feel pretty good with my 5 actually, because I realize if I take out Kate Hudson, Renate Reinsve is definitely getting the Oscar. So yeah. No, I would agree. I don't think she's gonna get the Oscar either, but I think she's 6th at the Oscar.
Ooh, 6th. Ooh.
I think so.
I'm trying to remember who. Oh, I'm trying to remember who I have at 6th. Like, I don't know. But yeah,
I mean, she did get everything right. She didn't miss critics or Globes, right?
I think. Who?
Hudson.
No, she missed Critics' Choice.
Oh, she did? Oh, whoops.
But again, like going SAG with Hudson makes sense, because again, like this is the kind of like SAG crowd pleasing film that she could get nominated for. So I could like, again, I mean, I literally have her in my number 5 as well, so it's very reasonable. I don't have Rose Byrne because I don't know. I feel like SAG would just not get through the first 5 minutes of If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. They just go, ugh, what's the sound in my ears? Yuck.
Wait. So you don't have Rose Byrne? Sorry, I can barely see your screen.
Sorry, I do not have Rose Byrne.
Oh, what do you have her at? 6?
I have her at 6th.
Oh, interesting. I kind of feel like she's... I can understand what you're saying. Like, I agree with your logic about the movie being just like, oh, not a SAG type of taste. I do think they love Rose Byrne, though. She is a very, like, lovable actress. That's interesting. Maybe I should put her down a little bit. Maybe I should have Emma Stone at 3, Rose Byrne at, like, 4 or 5.
Julia Garner for Weapons is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I have this weird feeling about Weapons. Like, I have a weird feeling that Weapons is going to sneak in, or it's just a feeling that doesn't accumulate to anything. But yeah, I was just looking at the nominees. I was like, you know what? Weapons of Weapons just like appears in like supporting actress ensemble. So I don't know. And also she's beloved. You know, she's been in Ozark. SAG's very familiar with her. So I thought that was something that I could see happening.
Yeah, definitely. Lucy Liu for Rosemead. I forgot that movie even existed. Maybe they could pull a rando pick like that out of the way. Trying to think of what else I have Tessa Thompson for Hedda a little bit higher, because Hedda's doing okay. It did get like, Critics' Choice. It did for like, for costume design. I think it even got Costume Guild, and Tessa Thompson made it in at the Globes. So I could see her getting nominated. And also I think it's like an Amazon film, so it's like the SAG members don't even have to go to the theater. They could just put it up on Amazon and go, ooh, movie. But yeah. Ann Lee, again, SAG's going to despise that film, I just feel. And then Jennifer Lawrence for Die My Love, probably not. And look at, and Sydney Sweeney for Christie. I would consider her more if, she didn't, not if she didn't make that one face and say that one thing during that interview. I'm like, eesh, I think that just killed all her chances right then and there. So yeah, I don't think she's happening. Julie Roberts for After the Hunt. I probably could have put her in the list, but I saw the Razzie shortlists recently, and oh boy, you would not believe it. After the Hunt's is in some shortlists.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, Julia Roberts.
Did she get shortlisted?
No, none of the actors did. But like, it's like shortlisted for like worst picture, worst director, worst screenplay. Like,
no kidding.
They hate this movie so much. Imagine that, going from like potential best picture film to now being a potential worst picture film. Oof.
Wow.
That I've not seen that movie yet, but oh wow, that's honestly kind of funny, to be honest. But yeah, then we get to lead actor, in which we have Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme. I have him at actually wait. Oh, oopsies. we have the exact same top 5 in the exact same order. Timothy Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael B. Jordan, Ethan Hawke, and Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Like
that looks good.
Yeah, and I will say, this is one where I'm really worried if like Leo could win this, because I've said this before. People have been trying to tell me, like in the comments of my videos, oh, come on, Christian, there's no way Leo could win this. It's like, no way? You're saying there's no way he can win this? All he needs is like a win at SAG or BAFTA, and I'm immediately switching over to him, because good Lord, because they're like, oh, they're gonna want to give Timmy his first Oscar. They're not gonna want to give Leo his second Oscar. Tell that to Frances McDormand, Anthony Hopkins, and Emma Stone. Like, they were perfectly fine giving those actors multiple Oscars. And to think that it can't happen for the guy who is in a film that could potentially break the all-time nominations record and win Best Picture off of that, no chance? I don't know about that. I do have Timmy.
No, I haven't locked up Best Actor yet. Like, I completely agree with you. To me, I don't think it's over at all. Like, I'm just waiting to see who starts winning these awards, because, again, a lot of people have locked it up. I think it's a mistake. And I agree 100% with what you're saying. The other thing to bring up, too, is that, I know a lot of people would say, oh, Chalamet's got this locked up. I mean, he won last year over Adrian Brody, but that might actually hurt Chalamet this year, the fact that he won last year. I mean, I can't think of a time where someone won twice in a row at SAG.
I'm trying to remember if like SAG was around during Tom Hanks's double run at the Oscars.
The Castaway and the, what was that year?
No, Philadelphia and Forrest Gump.
Philadelphia and Forrest Gump.
Okay. So the first Screen Actors Guild Awards happened during the Forrest Gump year.
Okay. So it might have happened, but it was too late. Okay.
Yeah, we were like literally 1 year off from that happening. But Tom Hanks did win for Forrest Gump. He did win for Forrest Gump. So, and I'm not sure how many precursors he took for Philadelphia, but maybe he could have taken that for Philadelphia as well. But yeah, if Timmy were to win this, it would be a first. And again, it does scare me, because again, Leo is right there and One Battle is right there. Oh God, they could do
I don't think I'm going to even predict Chalamet for the SAG for this reason. Like, I just think, like, because last year they just awarded him. I mean, maybe he's such a strong frontrunner, but I really do think that it gives them permission to go, look, we did him last year. And also last year was Bob Dylan. You got the young fans of Chalamet there. And you also got the boomers who have that nostalgic for Dylan. This is not going to be, I don't think, as widely loved as A Complete Unknown was last year with the SAG, because, you get all these older voters who are going to be voting on this category. I don't think they're going to love Marty Supreme in the same way that they did A Complete Unknown. So I'm going to go ahead and say Leo.
Oh,
let's do it.
Oh, that he wins. Oh no. Because again, I could see it happening. I'm just going Timmy for now until Leo wins. Because no, put those glasses down. No, we will not have a One Battle sweep. No, we need a Sinners sweep. No, you're not gonna jinx this again like you did with Naiad. I won't allow it. I'll come over to whatever planet you're on. But yeah, like I was talking, because I was talking with Adriano Caparuso, and he literally said if Leo wins either, like not even both, if he wins either BAFTA or SAG, he's switching to Leo. And that's going to be my thing. It's like, because all he needs is one. That changes the game entirely. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan for Sinners. He's doing surprisingly well with wins. I mean,
he is.
I think Timmy's eventually going to beat him in terms of wins, but good. Even right now, he does lead with critic wins. So, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon. Oh, what were you about to say about Michael B. Jordan?
No, I was going to say, I think, like, when you just mentioned Ethan Hawke too, like, I think, like, there is, like, maybe a real crazy chance that Michael B. Jordan wins this as well, like, with this group, because I do think Sinners is going to be loved by SAG. So maybe Michael B. Jordan playing dual roles, maybe that will be something that happens.
Look, if Sinners has a great day at SAG, I will be dancing the Irish jig, even though I don't know how to do that. I'm not even really that Irish. So, like, color me happy if Sinners has a great day here. and Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon. I even if he were to not get at the Oscars, this just screams SAG. Like him with the balding head and him being, this looking short with the special effects. He's like, "Why did I tell you about about this day I fell in love with this girl and all this stuff?" And just saying, like, that's one of the main reasons why I didn't like Blue Moon, because it was just because I could literally tell you the entire movie just in one go. Ethan Hawke asks for a drink, talks about does a toast where he says something quippy and everyone laughs. He goes, "Hey, why don't you play this music?" Music starts playing. Then he goes, "Oh, random tangent about love and how he met this girl." And then Then someone comes in, talks with them, then they leave, and it's just rinse and repeat over and over and over again. That's the entire fucking movie. It's like nothing happens. That's of substance.
Well, he did talk about Margaret Qualley's character probably too much in that movie.
Yeah, especially weirding me out considering how much younger she is compared to him. I'm like,
yeah.
The only thing that's different in the film is when he dies in the beginning. That's the only time. That's it. Oops, spoilers. Dwayne Johnson for the Smashing Machine. I don't think he's getting the Oscar, but it makes complete sense for him to get SAG here. Absolute sense.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think so too. And he's been doing pretty good, right? Like the Golden Globe nomination's not too bad, not too shabby.
Yeah, he didn't get Critics' Choice, but he even though Wagner Moura got in, which that was the big surprise for me, that Wagner Moura got in at Critics' Choice. But the reason, and you'll see here why I have Dwayne Johnson in, because I think a certain someone's going to tag along with him at SAG, and I think you know who it is.
Yes. Yes, that's your Naiad of the year, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Them too.
Yeah, except I wouldn't hate that as much. But yeah.
No.
For my number 6, I don't have George Clooney because I feel like him missing at Critics' Choice was really fatal. Because if he couldn't even, if that was a lineup of 6. This is a lineup of 5. Yeah. I don't think I don't think he could possibly get in at 6. That's why I have Oscar Isaac at number 6, because oh boy, oh how, again, they love Frankenstein, and the fact that he even got in at the Globes, it kind of screams to me like Christian Bale getting at the Globes and SAG for Ford v Ferrari. Just like
I do like it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because no one was really expecting him to be a legit acting contender, and then he just somehow stumbles his way in, and I think Oscar Isaac kind of sounds like that. And to be fair, I don't know who I would take out, because I mean, Dwayne Johnson, he has the other pairing with him that helps him here. So maybe Ethan Hawke could miss in favor of Oscar Isaac, but then that would show some pretty bad weakness for Ethan Hawke, because this would be because SAG is supposed to be the layout for him.
Yeah, I could see a world like you said, because if you didn't like Blue Moon that much, maybe Oscar voters or maybe the SAG voters would just kind of think it's a little boring, maybe, perhaps. So maybe they just don't respond to that movie. So yeah, that could be.
Maybe. And I guess also Ethan Hawke is Blue Moon's only prospect over at SAG, but again, I'm not exactly sure, because it still is SAG bait. He still is, being the very likable character and, saying all the funny things and doing the biopic thing. But still, and then with Oscar Isaac, he's just in a stronger Best Picture film, and he's performing better than we thought. I have Joel Edgerton at number 7. I could see a world where he gets in, because he could get the Oscar nomination. There is a chance he could do that.
Yeah.
You have him at number 8, and Jesse Plemons at number 7 for Begonia. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I think Begonia maybe will be a little bit more of an actor's movie than maybe Train Dreams will be. I think Train Dreams, when I think of Train Dreams, I think of cinematography for me. I think of the visual aesthetic, the vibes, the feel. I don't really think acting. I don't think that way. But Begonia, acting is first come of mind for that film. It got a lot of acting nominations in a lot of different categories. So yeah, I don't know. I would probably put Joel Edgerton a little higher if maybe William H. Macy was more in the conversation. But yeah.
Yeah, no. I wasn't about to say anything. I was I was just going ooh, Because in my mind,
I think William H. Macy in supporting would be like something I would not be shocked about at all, though, if that did happen.
yeah, because I do see again, if they want to go all in on Train Dreams and just solidify, hey, we love this movie, William H. Macy makes a ton of sense to get in, because he is one of the standouts of the film, and he hasn't been nominated in God knows how long. So this does make sense. And let's see, but if Jesse Plemons got in for Begonia at SAG, I think that would just solidify me that Begonia's in for Best Picture at the Oscars, just fully.
Oh yeah,
because like that's a great showing. Like that would be about as well as it could reasonably do at SAG. I mean, as much as I would love Aidan Delbus to get nominated, that's just not happening at all. But yeah, Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent at number 10. I think I have him. Yeah, I also have him down at number 10. And there's just a few more names I kind of like squiggled around in there. But Wagner Moura, if he can get in at Critics' Choice, that's the only issue is that, there's also the argument that Sandra Hüller got in for Anatomy of a Fall at Critics' Choice, but she didn't get in at the SAG, so maybe. But if he did get in, but also at the same time, unlike Sandra Hüller, Wagner Moura could maybe win the Golden Globe and get airtime. But then again, at the same time, the SAG award voting is probably going to be over by the time. Actually, no, SAG awards come out before Golden Globes. What am I kidding? So yeah, that doesn't really help him at all. Jeremy Allen White for Deliver Me From Nowhere. I do think there was a world where he could get in as well. Initially, I was just thinking absolutely no way. But then seeing it get in at sound at the Oscar shortlist, I'm like, oh, they're seeing the movie. To some extent, at least they're seeing the movie. So, yeah. And
yeah, it's possible. I mean, they love him for The Bear, so who knows? I mean, he's a popular kid for the young actors in SAG, possibly, but I'm not highly considering. I think that movie's pretty dead. I think.
Yeah, I think the main problem is the movie is just people don't like it. If it was just like remotely more better received, I could see like him happening strongly, but probably not. You also have Will Arnett for Is This Thing On? Russell Crowe from Nuremberg. That almost sounds like a really random nomination that you just don't see coming. That sometimes happens at SAG, and that'll just make me go, "Damn it! Why didn't I go for him?" And then Hugh Jackman for Song Sung Blue. If he got in here, I still wouldn't predict him for. I would not predict him for the Oscar, but that would make me very much go, "How strong is Kate Hudson really?" Like, because they didn't need to do that. But yeah,
that's true. Then, that'd be an interesting one.
Yeah, and then we get to supporting actress, which is where we get some interesting picks here. I don't know why it skipped. But anyway.
Supporting, dude. This one is this is one I really don't know what to do with this one. To be honest, I got so many different equations, so many different formulas, so many different combinations that I can make with this category. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think we have like 3 out of 5 with each other, because we both have Tiana Taylor and we both have Odessa Zion in there and Emily Blunt in, which, if you're gonna put in Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt's coming along for the ride. Like absolutely, I would say that. So I think that's happening. Funny enough, you have Amy Madigan at number 1, whereas I don't have her in my top 5 at all, mainly because I'm just really, it's not that I don't like her performance. I really, really do. I think it would be cool if she did get nominated. But the problem is, again, I'm just wondering how far this can go, because the film's not getting in Best Picture. It's still it's not even like a prestige horror movie. It's just a straight up regular horror movie. So I'm not sure how well that's gonna do. But again, she is leading critics wins by a significant margin. But I don't know. I think I'm just taking like the coward's way out. I just don't know if I can do it quite yet. I don't.
Well, getting a Golden Globe in Critics' Choice, that doesn't give you that would be kind of strange though, right? Like it gets Critics' Choice, Golden Globes, misses SAG, when it's like the most saggy. Like out of all the groups to come out to bat for it, I guess Critics' Choice is not surprising.
Yeah.
But Globes kind of going for Amy Madigan kind of sealed the deal for me. I was like, okay, if Globes went for it, I'm good.
I don't know. Because I think maybe the other thing that gives me a bit of pause is because you could also even though it's not a horror movie, but you could also say this about Charles Melton. Like, he was winning a lot of critics awards, and he got in for Globes and Critics' Choice, but at SAG,
yeah,
like he did end up missing out. But again, this is also not the same kind of movie as May December. That was more like an isolating film that some people just didn't even like, whereas Weapons is highly accessible and people do really like it. But at the same time, it's not really. It's not very prestige. It's not really much like of an Oscar thing going on. It's just kind of what you see is what you get kind of horror movie, and it's such a wacky performance to be nominated. And I just don't. And I will say, I've seen some people compare her to like Maria Bakalova, but my only issue there is with comparing her to Maria Bakalova is that Borat was already an established Oscar franchise at that point, because the first Borat got nominated for adapted screenplay, and the sequel got that as well as in Maria Bakalova got in. So there was not as much of a risk there. Whereas this is like something completely different altogether. And plus, comedies do get in at the Oscars quite like not completely often, but it's easier for them to get in than like straight up horror movies.
Yeah, I think for some reason I'm not even like stressed about SAG for some reason. I'm still stressed about the Oscar, but I don't know. Like, the narrative is so strong with that actress. I know I saw a SAG panel where she talked about her career, so maybe that's too much in my mind, thinking about how wonderful of a story this is for her. Yeah, I don't know. I feel pretty good about it, and I know the horror bias is definitely something you shouldn't discount, but I just feel like the narrative is so strong for her, and I just see her as like the Heath Ledger Joker nominee, just that movie that doesn't really need to get maybe a lot of the major awards, but major film awards, but maybe just like that performance is undeniable in this category where she really pops. But maybe you're right. I've been wrong before.
The other argument I would make for when it comes to The Dark Knight is that The Dark Knight would have most certainly gotten to Best Picture in a year of 10. Most certainly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it got in, like, hell, it even got DGA. Like, that was crazy. Yeah. Like, so, like, that's the one argument I would say is that like, that would have made Best Picture, whereas Weapons is just kind of, just not happening at all. But again, I hope I'm wrong. But I guess I'm just trying to play it too. I guess I'm playing it too safe. I'm trying to play it a little bit too safe with, oh no, which is why I have like Tiana Taylor at number 1, but I have Wunmi Mosaku at number 2, because, like, if we're seeing this kind of Sinners uprising, which is ironic because we're talking about vampires and they're trying to take over. I don't know about, I guess not the world, but I guess that general area or something like that. But like, but if Sinners wants to have a really good day, I could see Wunmi Mosaku racking up a lot of passion, because again, like, she's creeping up there behind Tiana Taylor. Like, again, she's kind like before Tiana Taylor's most recent win today. Like, Mosaku even managed to tie with Tiana Taylor for number 2 with 8 wins each. And again, I'm pretty sure Wunmi Mosaku is going to win more awards later on down the line. And not only that, but she's British and she's a previous BAFTA nominee. And with that, I could also maybe see her taking BAFTA. Again, depending on how strong.
Wow.
I'm not going to predict it right now, because I need to see how well Sinners does, especially once Oscar nominations come out, and just to see how strong this film truly is. And I guess also the BAFTA long, like, I think if she gets snubbed out of the BAFTA long list, that might not be great. But still, right now, I'll probably say I have Wunmi Mosaku in.
Yeah, I think the fact that I don't have a Sinners Girl in here, like, they're right outside my 5 right now, and I'm trying my best to fit them in. It could be just Odessa Zion is a nothing, like, it was never a nothing. And Wunmi Mosaku, who already got Critics' Choice, right?
Yep.
She just becomes I mean, I can see it. I'm just going based upon, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should have her in. I don't know. I just didn't have any room for her. But again, I'm just like, I also don't really know between like with SAG. For some reason, I still can see a Haley Steinfeld. Like I know that like throughout the whole year, like my mind was always going like, I think Haley could be someone who gets nothing and then just pops up in SAG, because I know that when I saw the movie, she was a real standout for me. Like she's a very like charismatic character, very sassy, very brash. I think people could I think actors could really respond to that kind of spunkiness and within her character. So I just couldn't figure out which one to put in.
Oh yeah, especially when you talk about like how like a little bit over the top she is, like when especially around the end when she's like, oh, you're all gonna die right now or something like that. Like that's just straight. Like, I'm not gonna, like, when I saw that I was like, okay, this just like, and I mean this in a good way. When she did that and the movie just started exploding in the third act, like I'm like, this is just Resident Evil at this point. It's the Resident Evil movie we never got, and I'm so happy about this because it really did remind me of Resident Evil Biohazard, which, you know, I'm not like the biggest Resident Evil head, but Biohazard was the game that I'm just like, okay, it's a lot more grounded, and the villains are like very fun and scary. They're both funny and scary, which is what I love. And she's literally a Resident Evil villain in Sinners at that point, but. You're saying like she could get an out? Yes, yeah. Because not only that, she's a previous nominee, and she hasn't been nominated in God knows how long since True Grit. So this is also kind of a bit of a comeback narrative for her, even though it's not like she went away. But in terms of the awards circuit, it's like her most prominent role to date. So
I don't think she's ever been this good since like True Grit too. So like I think this is the best she's been, in my opinion, that I've seen.
Yeah. Granted, I've not really watched that many Haley Steinfeld movies since then. I mean, I watched like Bumblebee and I saw Hawkeye, but even though that's not really a movie, that's a TV show. But regardless, I could definitely see a world where I will say, what would you do if both Masaku and Steinfeld got in at SAG?
Oh, then Sinners is winning ensemble, I would say.
Oh my God. Again, I'd be happy if that were the case. I would be so happy if that happened. I mean, because I'd be like, oh, they love Sinners. They love this movie. The one I'm just not really considering for a nomination is one, ironically enough, you have really high up, and that's Ariana Grande.
Oh, you don't have her in?
I have her at number 11.
Oh, wow. Well, okay, tell me why.
She is doing horribly with critics wins right now. Like her,
yeah.
like that's mainly the thing that made me go, oh, because everyone tried saying to me, oh, but Christian, you know, they're going to give her all the awards for Wicked for Good because this is the finale. This is the climactic performance of it all. Like, yay. And she's performing so much worse. Like, the movie's performing worse. She's performing worse. Even in terms of nominations, she's not getting that many. Like, I was kind of shocked to see how little critics were going for her. It's because it's one of those things where it's like, at first she started getting a few nominations, but it's only kind of gotten worse for her as time goes on. Whereas, you know, with Wumni Masaku or, you know, someone like her, it's like, she didn't start off all that great, but now she's just kind of like on the rise. And it's like, I see like, you know, Ariana like here and Wumni Masaku like here. And it's like, uh-oh, voting's happening right now. Masaku's just going to come up and just take out a Grande, and that's kind of like why I have her. What I have going on with her.
How did Grande get Globes? Was it just because it was just so recent? Would you say?
Maybe because also at the same because it is weird because it's like it was one of the earlier it was one of the earlier one of the earlier nomination ceremonies, and that was kind of when Wicked was like, well, I wouldn't say at its best, but it was still at a point where like people knew Wicked was in trouble, but people thought maybe it could still get Best Picture. I think that's kind of like the pattern that I'm seeing is just like Wicked is slowly doing worse and worse and worse, and I feel like and even though I have, you know, Wicked for Good and Ensemble, that's the only nomination I have for it here because it's just like it is kind of ensemble, but it's also like they're like overall it's just probably not going to do anywhere near as well as the first Wicked.
Yeah, that's interesting. So if you have Ariana Grande out, you have one of the you have the Sentimental Value girls in, or who do you have? Oh, you have Wumni Masaku.
I have Wumni Masaku in, although I do have Elle Fanning in for Sentimental Value.
Oh, that's right, because you don't have Amy Madigan. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have Inga Ibzar Lilius out at number 6, but Elle Fanning, I think she would be safe enough at SAG because, even though granted, like she's not winning as many critics groups, there's nothing really wrong happening with sentimental value right now, if that makes sense. There's nothing really wrong with it happening. I don't really think it's like Emilia Perez, where it's, again, people just absolutely hated that movie and didn't really want to do much with it. Or at the very least, like, it's not like the kind of film that's like, going to be like, that not as many people are going to want to watch. Whereas with Elle Fanning, like, she is like easily maybe the biggest name in the film. And I would also say, like, even at least from my perspective when watching it, her performance did stand out the most amongst the supporting actors because, she does have like the more emotional scenes, the more crying scenes. And I think SAG has nominated Elle Fanning before, so I think maybe she does get in. But
yeah, you might be surprised to hear that, like, I couldn't figure out what to do with sentimental value, so much so that I decided I'm just not going to put it in anywhere. But if I had to rank the sentimental likelihood, I would say it's Stellan number 1, then Elle Fanning number 2. I think those are the only two that I wouldn't be shocked to see get in there. But I would be surprised by a Renata Reinsve. I think I would be surprised by an ensemble, and I would be surprised by an Inga in this category. But I don't think I'd be as shocked with Elle and Stellan because they are known here in the States.
Yeah, I do agree. But again, there is a chance that she could miss. It's just, hell, maybe there's a chance that maybe she misses and Amy Madigan does get in, or maybe Odessa Zion misses and Amy Madigan gets in, or maybe they both miss and Amy Madigan gets in and somehow Regina Hall manages to get in. That's another person I'm just kind of looking at because on one hand, when watching the movie, nothing about her performance really stood out to me as like, oh yeah, she must get nominated for supporting actress. But, and this kind of goes to like how strong is One Battle going to be versus how strong is Sinners going to be. Because I would argue if Womani Masaku gets in, that shows a lot of strength for Sinners. And obviously, if Haley Steinfeld manages to get in, I mean, lock it. I mean, Jesus Christ, like, wow. But if Regina Hall managed to get in here, that would mean the film is overperforming, and I think, which would also give it like how many SAG nominations would that be? Ensemble, lead actor, supporting actor, stunts, supporting actress, and then supporting actress again. That'd make 8 nominations for this film at SAG.
It'd be done.
Yeah, I just can't predict her. I can't predict her purely because I can't imagine, like, even as much of a front runner as One Battle After Another is, like, but then again, I say I can't imagine. Yeah, I can imagine a world where suddenly, boop, there she is. It's like, oh God, man, imagine if this category ended up going Tiana Taylor, Womani Masaku, Haley Steinfeld, Regina Hall, and Amy Madigan.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That would be absolutely nutty. Because then at that point, like, both, like, One Battle and Sinners will have maxed out at that point. Because, like, then it's just gonna be like, what's gonna happen? Some other outside shots I have, like Gwyneth Paltrow for Marty Supreme. Maybe that could happen. Honestly, I should have probably put Haley Steinfeld a little bit higher, but then again, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to, maybe I'm trying to hold my expectations in check a little bit. But again, I wouldn't mind if that happened. Jennifer Lopez for Kiss of the Spider Woman. I probably not gonna. Well, granted, she does fit the bill for like a rando SAG nomination. That's just like, hey, here I am. And it's just like, what? Like an Adam Sandler for Hustle, for example, where it's just like, I wasn't even consider, even though
big star,
big star, and also maybe, you have one that I didn't consider for SAG that maybe I should have considered for SAG. Mia Goth for Frankenstein.
I don't know what number she's at, but yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, it's a movie so popular. If you think, I'm kind of interested in the idea that like no one ever talks about Mia Goth throughout the whole season with Frankenstein being so popular. I just thought, well, why not? I mean, she's kind of got the Shape of Water role in it. She's like kind of a little bit of a very likable character within it. So I don't know. I would say I just want to mention too, like the last 2 years in this category, well, the last 2 years, yeah, I think actually since 2021, there's been a nominee that didn't get Critics' Choice or Globes, and then last year we had two that didn't even get Critics' Choice and Globes. They were just completely out of left field choices. So, I mean, there's a lot of options that you can just throw in of just someone who just came out of nowhere. But that's why I'm also leaning towards Odysseus Zion, if I can say that, because Monica Barbero was one of those names, and that was a late breaker, December release, Timothée Chalamet movie, and I think that could be a very similar situation where maybe just a lot of the earlier Golden Globes and Critics' Choice maybe just didn't, not enough of them saw it at the by in time, so maybe that just benefits a Zion here. Do you also know about that thing about like the alphabet? Like the alphabet bias. Are you familiar with that theory? The alphabet bias.
I heard about it. I do not buy alpha. I think that's a myth. It's like, guys, they're not gonna go, ooh, this person's name begins with B. I'm gonna vote for her because of that. That's such it's so ridiculous. I can't imagine that's actually a real thing. I think it just kind of happened by pure coincidence. Cause like, I'm trying to think of like who, Guy Pearce and what's her name, Felicity Jones didn't get in, and yet, I'm trying to think of who did get in at, like, Monica Barbero and Jamie Lee Curtis. Sure, but it's also like, it was kind of clear but that's more of a thing where, like, you have to look at where the Brutalist was overall the guilds. It didn't win shit anywhere. It didn't even win cinematography at ASC. It didn't win it lost period production design at ADG, at the Art Directors Guild, to Nosferatu. I don't think it was alphabet bias. I think it was just Brutalist bias. Like, they just didn't like that movie. So, whereas with, The Last Showgirl, that was kind of like watered down Naiad a bit, where it didn't manifest into the Oscars, but it did have some names that like SAG voters like. SAG voters probably like Pamela Anderson, and obviously Jamie Lee Curtis is like she might as well be the face of SAG, because she's like the definition of like who you see in like a modern like actor, celebrity, someone like that. So it's just like, I just don't believe in alphabet bias, but what are you thinking?
No, I don't think so either. I don't really believe in it. I just think it's kind of interesting because I do think there's, if you look at the numbers, for some reason that it almost favors, like, there is an interesting there. Like, it's a good conspiracy, of something that could play a factor or could not, but I don't believe in it. But there is some data that like shows that like that's kind of interesting though, that I don't have the data in front of me, but it does show like there's some interesting little like mathematically it does kind of favor people with the letters A through E or whatever. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. And the thing is, like, I only heard about it last year, but no one ever talks about the previous years because, like, Sandler, like, that's below Paul Mescal and Hugh Jackman or Tom Cruise. So that didn't happen. Or Eddie Redmayne for the
I think that was, I think out of like, I guess you would say like, I guess there was like someone put a list together and they said, okay, here are the snubs and here are the surprises. Here are all the ones outside of the Gold Derby 5 and all the surprises. And here are all the snubs, people that were expected to get in. And they went in, and I think Leo was one of like 2 of the performances that were considered a lock that didn't get in or something. I think you mentioned it for Killers of the Flower Moon, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned it, but like, I know that he did get snubbed at SAG for Killers of the Flower Moon.
I think that was one of like 2 examples, but anyways, look it up for people at home if they want to look it up. It's interesting.
Look it up. I will watch you from this computer screen right now as you type. I know exactly what you're typing with each press of the keyboard. I even know what passwords you're typing in right now. Don't think I don't know. But anyways, you also have Zoe Dutch for actually no. Wait, I just realized we both have to some extent Glenn Close somewhere in the outskirts for Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah, I'll be honest. After like my 7 or 8, like I kind of fill in spots pretty mindlessly.
Yeah, same. But even though, again, I would like it if she got nominated because I thought she was really great in Wake Up Dead Man, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's happening, especially since, again, it would be especially weird for Wake Up Dead Man of all the Knives Out movies to be the one that overperforms here. I'm like, what? And then Zoe Deutch for Nouvelle Vague. I'm considering that, because. Yeah, I mean, granted, I do have it in that Writers Guild right now, and again, I kind of forgot. Oh wait, yeah, Nouvelle Vague is kind of a competitor in some areas.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a SAG movie necessarily, but she is playing a real life person. She's very good in the movie, I think, and very very close to the real person.
Yeah, that would be again. That would also be like a very like rando kind of thing if that happened.
Yeah.
Then we get to supporting actor, and we have, yep, oopsies. Yeah, I don't know why this thing is screwing up on me. But anyways, yeah, supporting actor. We have a similar top 5. Maybe one is snubbed out, but we both have the exact same top 3, which is, Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn, and Jacob Elordi. Benicio del Toro, I didn't expect him to be the one. I didn't fully expect him to be the one that critics kind of latched onto, but
yeah, that was always surprising to me. I never thought that in a million years. I knew he would be nominated, knew that right from the get-go, but I had no idea he would be the one who was going to be taking more of the critics' prizes.
Yeah, I think I remember in the beginning of the year when like the early Oscar predictions from the trailer, it already kind of seemed like to me that Benicio del Toro stood out more than they didn't even show Sean Penn in the movies or in the trailers, or at least in the early trailers. So I was like, I don't know, he seems like the kind of quippy guy to sneak in, or not sneak in, but to get in, and be a potential front runner, and or at least in terms of the one battle after another supporting actors. And hey, here we are. He actually is the front runner. Sean Penn, again, easily in there. I can't really see a reason. And then Jacob Elordi, I still do wonder if he can get the Oscar nomination because it is such a unique performance to get nominated for an Oscar. But if I want to anticipate Frankenstein's doing this well, I probably should predict Elordi at SAG. But I don't know. What are you thinking?
That's what my thinking is. I don't really question him too much. I wouldn't put him in the lock, but I would put him in pretty likely because Frankenstein is showing to be such a player this season. And if you like Frankenstein, well, obviously you love Jacob Elordi. He's the main thing that people like about Frankenstein the most. So it's hard to believe that Frankenstein would do so well without him coming along.
Yeah. And plus, there is also the whole argument thing of he is you have the makeup win and you got the acting contender in, so it's boom, potentially that. I have in Stellan Skarsgård. You don't. What's that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a confusing one. So I had last two spots. I have about 4 people that I'm considering. It's Sandler, Lindo. I'm considering Mescal, or Skarsgård. He's not complete. Out of all the sentimental value actors, I think Skarsgård is the most likely to get in. So why do I not have him in? I don't have him in because, well, Sandler was too appealing to me because, like you mentioned earlier, he got in for Hustle. And it just kind of seems odd that okay, Critics' Choice went for him, Golden Globes went for him, and then SAG's going to say no to Sandler when he got in for Hustle. So that was just kind of something that stuck in my head, and I was just okay, I got to put Sandler in. And then the last spot, I was well, I think SAG's going to love Sinners a lot, and I'm I got to shove I think a Sinners actor in here. And I was thinking also with Mescal, okay, maybe Mescal's obvious. He's playing William frickin' Shakespeare. And an actor, how are actors going to resist an actor playing William Shakespeare? I don't know, but I just felt maybe Hamnet might miss here just because it's the type of movie that's quiet, somber. Maybe not all SAG actors are going to be dazzled by that movie. Maybe it's a little bit more artistic for them. So I don't know. That's why I have Sinners in there. I went for populist picks here. I still have 4 actors that got Critics' Choice Golden Globes. And then my 5th spot, I went with the one that hasn't been getting that recognition all season. But that's my thinking. It's flawed. But what do you think?
I do agree in principle. I do want to try to go 4 out of 5. Well, initially I did go like, 5 out of 6 of what Golden Globes and Critics' Choice did, because I did have Mescal in initially. But then then the Sinners surge started happening with critics, and Lindo started to win. And I'm like, oh, what is happening here? Because initially I thought like easily Miles Caton would be in over him, like when Sinners was like at its peak, like before one battle was happening. Because like Miles Caton for me just makes way more sense as a nominee because he's in way more of the movie and does way more stuff. But Lindo, at least recently, has been doing pretty well with critics. He's getting some nominations, getting some wins. I mean, hell, I think if I'm not mistaken, I could have sworn he has more wins with critics than Paul Mescal has right now. I don't think Paul Mescal has won anywhere. So that's alarming for Mescal at least. But hey, that does bode pretty well for Sinners. And again, if Sinners gets this nomination, oh boy, am I gonna be happy. I'm gonna be happy because that's so many nominations. Because how many nominations would that be at that point? At least the ones I'm predicting. Because that would be like, ensemble, lead actor, supporting actor, and stunts. Oh, I'm a happy camper because now it's actually competitive against one battle after another. Huh. But yeah. No, glasses. Yuck. Ugh.
Anytime you say anything bad about one battle after another, I'm just gonna put the glasses on.
Oh, wait till
kidding.
Oh, wait till you see what I have to say about Johnny Greenwood's fucking piano keys score. Like, fuck that. No, give it to Ludwig. No. But yeah, Lindo, I am looking out for him. Because if he gets, it's funny because like usually lone SAG is not usually good to have when you're going into the Oscars, but the more I kind of thought about it, the more I think it's usually not that great if you're just not in a Best Picture film. Like if you're Adam Sandler in Hustle, again we go back to him, or if you're Penelope Cruz and Ferrari, usually those kind of SAG only nominations don't bode well if you're just not in Best Picture. But Sinners, it's at least top 2 right now. So if Delroy Lindo were to get in, he could get in like a Monica Barbaro because the film was just that strong overall. And again, I'm looking out for him. The reason why I don't have Adam Sandler in is because, again, I'm just thinking Jay Kelly is just not doing it. I just think Jay Kelly is just performing really, really. Again, the Oscar shortlists is like that. That very much concerned me. The fact that it only got score like that was not. Again, I hope Adam Sandler gets in. Maybe not. Like, it's tough because I want to try to play 4D chess. Because on one hand, Adam Sandler would be my pick to win supporting actor, but at the same time, I kind of want Sinners to win Best Picture more. So I don't know. Miles Caton, I would like it. I would really love it if he got in. Again, I'd probably prefer him over Delroy Lindo, but it seems like Delroy Lindo just has more support overall. Let's go to somebody. Oh yeah. Speaking of your picks, we have someone similar at in similar positions. William H. Macy for Train Dreams.
Yes. Yeah, I think that could happen. I really do. I think because I don't know how many SAG awards he has from Shameless, but I have to imagine it's quite a few with the amount of seasons he did. So also that was like one of my main takeaways. Like when I saw Train Dreams at Sundance, I was like, okay, William H. Macy can get in supporting, but it just hasn't accumulated. No one talks about it that much. But I think if he's going to pop up anywhere, maybe this is the where he's going to pop in at.
Yeah. Yeah, like again, if William H. Macy really started to show up, then I'd be thinking, okay, maybe Train Dreams is locked in for Best Picture at this point because I don't think.
Oh
yeah. I have Andrew Scott in the conversation for Blue Moon because there is a chance that Blue Moon could perform well. It's either going to perform really well at the guilds or it's not going to perform well at all. That's kind of how I'm thinking. There's not really much of an in between. So Andrew Scott getting in for Blue Moon, that could happen. Let's see. Oh, Billy Crudup for Jay Kelly. That's one I keep hearing some people bringing up, but I've just not seen it materialize.
Yeah, I think it's just like the most relatable like character to an actor, I would imagine. So like I think a lot of characters will I think a lot of actors will respond to that character as someone who kind of like didn't like, have the career they wanted kind of thing. And he does it's a pretty banger good scene in the film. So I think I can see actors really appreciating that performance more than any other group. So I have to consider it.
Yeah. Yeah, like again, if he were to happen, that again, obviously big strength for Jay Kelly right there. Jeremy
Yeah.
Strong for Deliver Me from Nowhere. Yeah, I think I had him in somewhere at some point, but not anymore. Jonathan Bailey for Wicked for Good. He did get nominated last year, which was again pretty big shock, but probably not happening now. Josh O'Connor for Wake Up Dead Man, even though I believe he's in the wrong category because he's kind of very much a lead in the film. But
Lead, yeah.
yeah, and Ben Foster for Christie. Again, I feel like Sydney Sweeney kind of tanked the movie's chances so much due to unfortunate circumstances, but. I will say one I am also kind of keeping my eye out for, Jack O'Connell for Sinners.
Oh yeah, yeah. Can I take out Ben Foster and put that one in there? Yeah.
You could. Well, you could. Audience, put it in your mind.
Do it. Yeah, put it in your mind.
Yeah, I don't want to do the work. but yeah, like Jack O'Connell, because he is very showy in the movie. He again sort of like what I was saying with Haley Steinfeld, he is like a kind of like scary but also kind of funny villain in a way where from him just kind of acting a little bit goofy but not too goofy where it like ruins the movie, and then he does that little Irish jig in the movie, which again is both a scene that's also kind of creepy but also kind of funny, because it's creepy because you're seeing like how he's just manipulating all these people to like just do his culture and whatnot, but at the same time it's funny because it's a vampire doing the Irish jig. I mean, there's no way that's not going to be a little bit funny, but again, I think that was like intentional. I do think there is a chance he could happen. And then Jacoby Jupe for Hamnet, I only have him in because like Hamnet is a big contender, and SAG can nominate kids. They can. They did nominate Jacob Tremblay for Room.
I love that performance. Love that movie. Love that performance.
Hamnet or Room?
No, Hamnet and Room, but Room especially.
Oh yeah,
he's great.
I've not seen Room yet, I've also not seen Hamnet yet. But the Hamnet thing is a little bit more understandable. But still, yeah. I'm hoping for a Sinners resurgence. And speaking of Sinners, we got Best Stunt Ensemble. And I don't know why he keeps doing that to me, but yeah, Stunt Ensemble. We have one. I think we have the same five, just in a different order. One Battle After Another, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, F1, Sinners, and Superman. So, which one are you thinking Mission Impossible wins?
I think Mission Impossible wins. If I were gonna guess, F1 maybe is a possibility of winning, but I feel pretty good about Mission Impossible. I just feel like there's such an association with Mission Impossible and stunts. I don't really care that the movie didn't do as well. I don't even know if voters are going to be very aware of like, wait, which one was it? Was it the last one? I don't even think they're going to be aware of which Mission Impossible they're voting for. They're just going to see that title and go, oh yeah, they're always good with stunts. Click. Tom Cruise.
The only issue though is that Dead Reckoning was the first Mission Impossible movie to win this category. Like even Fallout, even Fallout lost to Black Panther. So that's the one. Whereas with I am kind of doom dicting a little bit with. Okay, I don't know why I'm saying doom dicting. It's not like the stunts are bad, but it's like with One Battle After Another winning another award here. I kind of have it winning, although Mission Impossible could do it. F1, I think that's also a good argument because Top Gun Maverick did also win this category. It's from the same director, except this time it's like cars crashing. But at the same time, Ford v Ferrari didn't even win this category. It lost to Avengers Endgame. So it's kind of like, I think this is probably the hardest category to predict when it comes to SAG because you just don't know what they're going to do. Like, I mean, God, they even nominated like The Irishman for stunts. Like, What? Like, oh, like what?
Oh,
Like,
did they really?
yeah, you ever see that one clip or that one GIF where like old
Yeah.
Robert De Niro's just kicking, like,
Kicking the guy outside the
it's
store.
like, oh no, Robert De Niro's gonna break his hip if he does that too hard. That's an insane stunt. So yeah,
I think I remember Wicked got in stunts, right? I mean, that was a little crazy.
I could maybe see that because there's a lot there's like a lot of wire work in the film, like with the broom and stuff. And granted, I don't really know how SAG voters like.
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant Barbie.
Oh yeah, no, Barbie. I could I could see the vision for that because it is very goofy, but it still is very elaborate in a way. Like there's still like a lot of wire work that they have to do and a lot of crazy stuff. So I could I could I could sort of see the vision there. But yeah, F1 maybe. Sinners, I mean, like I said, it's basically Resident Evil by the end of that movie, so it's like,
Yeah.
And honestly, you could maybe make an argument it's a little bit more dangerous because there's not as much obvious padding, like, like, because especially like with the women having to wear all these dresses, it's like, that's the one thing I've learned when watching Corridor Crews, like, stuntmen react, or stunt women react. The stunt women have it way harder than the men because they have to show more skin. So that makes the stunts a lot more risky. So Sinners, that has a good argument there. And then Superman, yeah, I could also see it. Again, big wire work going on, big superhero movie. One would think...
Popular movie.
Yeah, big popular movie. One could maybe make the argument that Thunderbolts is kind of like the more obvious stunt movie, if that makes sense, because it is like very... like I don't want to say too practical, because like there's... like I want to say practical, but I also want to keep in mind, like, when, like, I don't mean practical in the sense of like, Tom Cruise trying to convince everybody that, Top Gun Maverick was entirely practical, even though it's not. But it's still like very obvious stunts going on in Thunderbolts. Avatar is also one that I'm very much looking at because I'm pretty sure the previous two got in for stunts, even Way of Water. So there's that. What are some of the outside shots you're considering from this?
Frankenstein.
Yeah, I could see that.
Frankenstein. I don't remember the stunts too much except Oscar Isaac, like, in the explosion and being like shot back. That's really like the only, like, and obviously there's like guys being thrown around, but it seems kind of CGI heavy that I don't really know how much of it is even stunt work. So I don't know. But I'm just putting it in because based on the popularity of the movie, but yeah, I don't really remember the stunts too much in Frankenstein, to be honest.
I do remember the stunts in Frankenstein because, again, there is that whole scene in the beginning where, like, the monster just coming in, like, just throwing everybody, breaking people in half or whatever. Yeah. And I noticed you said CGI, but then we just also talked about how both Avatar movies got in, and like it's like that's just entire CGI. But I do think the stunts in Frankenstein do make a case because, again, it is the big wire work going on. The big wire work can be a bit risky, and I think maybe the CGI could maybe be used more to hide the impact more, to make it look like it hurt more than it did. But they're probably still taking a few good hits. Ballerina is one I would also maybe consider because I think I have Ballerina. I have it at number 11. You have Ballerina number 7. My only issue is that, like, the only John Wick film to get nominated was John Wick Chapter 4. And it's just like, even though I feel like that probably should be in for stunts. Thunderbolts, again, that also makes sense. Wicked for Good. The first film did, so you have to at least consider that for stunts. One film that I feel like would be an inspired pick for stunt ensemble would be Smashing Machine. Because...
Oh, interesting.
Because again, they do have to do like a bunch of wrestling stuff. I mean, actually, no, it's not wrestling. It's MMA. Like, that's way worse. So, and again, not a lot of padding. They have to show a lot of skin. So they have to take a lot more direct hits. So that would be a very inspired pick, but I don't think SAG's going to do that. Because I've always said this about SAG. The problem with SAG Stunt Ensemble is it's not mostly stunt actors voting. It's everyone in SAG. Because every stunt actor, like every stunt performer is an actor, but not every actor is a stunt performer. So if it was just the stunt performers voting, I'd be a little bit more like, but here, I'm not sure. And then...
Yeah, I feel like the more you research about the actual stunts, probably the harder, the more you're going to miss, because I refuse to learn more than the actual SAG voters who are voting on this. I'm sure they don't know the intricacies of all these stunts or know all the behind the scenes information about it. So I'm just like, well, I'm just going to pick the ones that are most popular, like almost like the Golden Globes box office achievement part 2, but throw in ones that are like, kind of stunty.
Yeah, that makes sense. Again, either that or those, and also Irishman, because again, Robert De Niro almost broke a hip during that kicking scene. You can't he's got to be careful. That was award-worthy stunt work. But yeah, another one that I didn't really consider, but it's also kind of interesting to think about, is weapons, because because you have that at number 11. That's what I probably should have thought about a little bit more, because they're like, especially around the end where admittedly I thought that scene was, I think this is probably intentionally, but I was kind of laughing during that scene where she's like, ah! Oh yeah, like all the kids are just chasing
hilarious
her. It's really funny, and obviously I think like that does have a case for stunts. The Running Man, I mean, obviously stunts and stuff, but I don't think people cared about The Running Man that much.
They didn't like it.
Yeah, no. And then Warfare, the only problem with Warfare is, at least from what I gauge from the trailers, I haven't seen the movie yet, but it doesn't seem very stunt-ish. It seems like more, and like it seems more like guns and stuff.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, not even
it is,
and not even like John Wick gun fu, whatever. It's just like, but yeah, but yeah. I don't know what's going to win Stunt Ensemble over here. I mean, I'm going with One Battle After Another in case it's the strongest film. But again, you could also make an argument for Mission Impossible or F1, maybe Sinners. The one I probably would say is not going to win is Superman, because I don't think it's going to be that strong. But yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, those are our predictions for the guilds, the Producers Guild Awards, the Screen Actors Guild Awards, the Directors Guild Awards, the Writers Guild Awards. Good God, so many guilds. Somebody stop the guilds. There's too many of them. But yeah.
There's no way anyone's watching this still. We can say whatever we want.
No, they will watch it, or I'll make sure of it. You at home. I'll do what Amy Madigan did in Sinners. Not Sinners, Weapons. I get my horror movies confused now. I'll take all of my subscribers and all of your subscribers and just like take something of theirs, like put it on a stick, and then they'll be compelled to watch through it all. That's how you get the views, Ryan. That's how you get the views.
Oh man, it's been a journey. We got through them all though.
We did. And I gotta say, it's been a great time talking with you. You're always great, and I always love how you're always trying to torture me with something I don't like, whether it's Naiad or One Battle After Another. That's funny. Where can people find you?
Oh gosh, they can find me on Hannahcast. They can find me on other people's channels, but mostly you can find me at Ryan Castleman. It's my name. I do a lot of nerdy Oscar videos, and I got a brand new, pretty epic Oscar nerd video coming up soon.
Ooh, I'm very excited about that too. Would you say nerd as in science?
Yes, it's Oscar science related, but this is more of a, well, I won't ruin it, but yeah, I think people will like it.
Ooh, the suspense is killing me.
You really should subscribe to Hannahcast, by the way, because there's no one is covering the Oscar race as closely as Hannahcast. There's no doubt about it. He's there every day with your daily feed of Oscar related news.
Oh, well, thank you. I said this to you in messages, but I'll say it here. Like, the way I describe you and I's videos is like, it's like that episode of SpongeBob where he went up against King Neptune when making Krabby Patties. Like, King Neptune made a bunch of Krabby Patties, but they tasted like shit and no one liked them. Whereas SpongeBob, he took like, he made only one Krabby Patty. He didn't make a lot of Krabby Patties that moment. He made one, but it was made with pristine care, and it was the most delicious Krabby Patty that King Neptune has ever tasted, and that's your video. You are.
I think your Krabby Patties are. I like your Krabby Patties just fine. I'll eat your Krabby Patties every day because it's widely available. It's like McDonald's burgers. They're always there for you when you need them. Quick too. Exactly. You want my burger? You're gonna have to wait too long. It's too late. It comes cold. It's not even time. No one cares anymore. It's already been 2 days past Golden Globes. But I like the metaphor. I appreciate it, though.
So now I'm going to pass the question off to you. What are your predictions for the guild nominations? PGA, DGA, Writers Guild, SAG? Let me know in the comments below what you think. And be sure you hit that subscribe button, because if you don't...
Yeah, you're going to break the twig.
Exactly. No, put those glasses down. Put them down. Ah!